Today we discuss about how to use web listener. What is web listener? Web container events include session creation, attribute installation, passivation, and activation are monitored using servlet listener. Events are generated by the servlet container and through the behavior of event listener classes. The scope of the event might be either at the request, session, or application level. All of the listeners associated with the given application are configured by the web container at the time of deployment. Using the feature of listener introduced in servlet, we can make a web application which responds to events taking place in the web application. The event can be of request, session, or application level scope. Then we talk to use servlet listener. First, listener class must be made ready by implementing the corresponding listener interface. Second, the prepared listener class must be mapping used. Web XML mapping or annotation based mapping. There are some examples from these servlet listener. Request listener. Number 1, JavaX servlet request listener. This interface listens to server request event. When request is created or destroyed, it gives notification. Servlet request listener defines two methods. Void request listener. This method executes when request initialized. Second one is void request destroyed. This method is executed when request is destroyed. This is some example of this method. Second one is JavaX servlet request attribute listener. This interface listens to servlet request attribute event. When any object is added, removed, or replaced from request, it gives out the notification. Servlet request attribute listener defines three methods. Attribute added. If notification will new attribute is added to the request. That is the example for this method. Context listener. Number 1, JavaX servlet context listener. This interface listens to the servlet context event. When servlet context is initialized or destroyed, servlet context listener gives notification. Servlet context listener defines two methods. Context listener method execute when an application begins deployed. Number 2 is void context destroyed method execute when application is being destroyed. There are some examples of this method. Number 2 is JavaX servlet context attribute listener. This interface listens to the servlet context attribute event. When any object is added, removed, or replaced from servlet context, we give notification. Servlet context attribute listener defines the attribute added method notification when a new attribute is added to the servlet context. That is an example for this method. Next one is session listener. Number 1, JavaX session servlet HTTP session listener. This interface listens to HTTP session event. When session is created or destroyed, is given the notification. HTTP session listener defines two methods. Void session created. This method is executed when session is created. Void session destroyed. This method is executed when session is destroyed. There are two examples for these two methods. Number 2, JavaX servlet HTTP HTTP session attribute listener. This interface listens to HTTP session binding event. When any object is added, removed or replaced from session, it gives a notification. HTTP session attribute listener defines three methods. Attribute added. This method notifies whenever a new attribute is added to the session. Attribute removed. This method notifies when the attribute is removed from the session. Attribute replaced. This method notifies whenever the attribute gets replaced on the session. There are three examples for this method. Number 3, HTTP session binding listener. By implementing the interface, object themselves can be learned whether they have been added to the intro from the session. HTTP session binding listener is to HTTP session binding event and define following method. Value bound. This method notified object when object is added to session. Number 2, value unbound. This method notifies when object is removed from session. Number 4, HTTP session activation listener. When a session object is removed from one virtual machine to another. The HTTP session activation listener interface is invited to listener for change in the start of session. HTTP session activation listener only has any relevant when a session is part of web application and a distributed environment. Therefore, it is not possible to provide example. HTTP session activation listener interface defines two methods. Session detected. This method is executed when session has activated. Session will pass rate. This method will execute when session is above the pass rate. Thanks for watching my video.